Hello everyone. Today in this video we are going to build a beautiful analog clock by using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. After end of this video you can able to create a beautiful clock like this. So stick around with me and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Alright everybody, in order to create our clock, as you can see, I have a index.html file. Inside this file, I have a div which is called clock, and inside this div, I have a three div: hour, minute, and second. And I have given ID here because we'll use JavaScript later. And here is my class name, so hour, minute, and second. That's it, guys. So let's go ahead and try to add style. Here is my link, a relationship with style sheet and style.css, and inside this style.css I have some style inside our body. So display flex, justify content center, height 100 px, font family sans serif, and background color black and white for linear gradient. And that's it, guys, and nothing else. So let's go ahead and try to add style. So in order to add style, as you can see, here is my clock div. So let's get this div and we are gonna give style inside this clock. So insert this clock, let's add some style. First of all, I'm gonna give width, let's say 300 pixel, and height which will be 300 pixel. And after that I'm going to add here border. Let's say border that's going to be 10 pixel, 10 pixel solid, and has 333. After adding, as you can see right now, this look like, and we are gonna be add here border radius as well. Let's say 50% in order to make it circle. As you can see, it's good. After that we are going to add here background color, so which will be FFF, which means white, as you can see. And we are going to add here box shadow, so let's add box shadow, which will be 0 0 and 20 pixel RGBA. And we are going to add here 0 green, that's going to be 0 blue, which will be 0, and here we want to add 0.5. After adding, as you can see, now looks good. And yeah, after that we are going to add here position relative. Let's add here position relative. Why we have added here position relative? Because on the center we are going to add a pointer. So in order to add pointer, we are going to use after method. So clock, and then we can say after, and here we'd like to add here content, and content will be empty always. I'm going to give a width, let's say 50 pixel, and height which will be 50 pixel. Let's see, there is something. No, we have to add here position absolute, because we did here position relative, and this is going to be position absolute. And here let's add a background color in order to view background color, that's going to be 333. As you can see, here is our pointer, but we need to add here on the center. So to do that we need to add here top, let's say 50%. As you can see, afterwards we need to add here left 50%, and there we go. Right now it's good. So we need to add transform property in order to make it center perfectly. So transform translate, and that's going to be minus 50%. After that we need to add minus 50%. That's it. Now it's looks good and on the center. Afterwards, in order to make it circle, we need to add border radius. So border radius, that's border radius, which will be 50%. As you can see, now looks good. We are gonna be add here j index because we are going to use another position obsolete for minute second. So let's add here 10. So now looks good. Afterwards, as you can see, we need to create hour, minute and second. And so let's create clock hands. In order to create clock hands, we can say here clock hand. In order to create clock hands, as you can see, here is a hand class. So we need to use this class. Let's get this class, and first of all, that's going to be position obsolete. After that, we need to add here bottom, that's going to be 50%, and left, that's gonna be 50%. After that, transform origin, and which will be, let's say, bottom. So as you can see, nothing is there. So in order to view, we need to add here hour. So because that's going to be reusable, so that is why we use here hand style. So here we need to define width, let's say 8 pixel, and height, that's going to be 70 pixel. And background color, let's say 333. As you can see, it looks good, but inside the hand we need to add background color as well. So let's go ahead and add here 333. After that, we need to add border radius, let's say 10 pixel. That's cool. This is going to be our usable. So yeah, and we are going to add here transform property. So transform, that's gonna be translate y, and translate y minus 50%, and yeah, and then we can say here rotate 0 degree. All right, and here we need to add here j index. So let's say j index, that's going to be 3. So here not gonna be x, that's going to be y. As you can see, not translate x, is y. So now it looks good. So our hour is hand is here, hour is done, and then we are going to add here minute, and here is minute. So inside this minute, I'm going to add here width, let's say 4 pixel, and after that here height, that's going to be 100 pixel. After that, we can add here background color, which will be star 666, and after that we can add here j index, which will be 2, and there you go, this is our minute. And then we can add here second. So after adding second class, inside this class, I'm going to add here width. Since we have added here hand style, we don't need to define all these style in every classes, right? We just need to add, yeah. So width, let's say 2 pixel, and we are going to add height going to be 120 pixel. That's cool. As you can see, hour, minute, second, and let's say background color, which will be red. Now looks good. We have added everything, so now we are going to add here number. In order to add number, we need to add a class. Inside this clock, as you can see, I have added here so clock hands, and here is clock numbers, uh 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and this way we have defined here. So here is our div. As you can see, after adding number, here is all number, and let's add style inside this number div. In order to give style, what we have to do, we just need to get the number div. Let's, as you can see, here is my number class, and inside this class I'm going to add here position absolute. Since we have added here position relative, here clock is position relative, so this all div is inside this clock, so we don't need to define any relative. We just need to add here position absolute. After that, we need to add here width 100 pixel. Guys, I have a video about CSS positioning. I'll give the link on card or description, so you can watch, then it will be clear to you how CSS positioning works. Alright, and let's go ahead and try to add height. That's gonna be 100 pixel, and text align, which will be center. Text align center, as you can see, everything is here. And transform origin, I'm going to add here center. After that, I'm going to add here color. Let's say here 333, and font weight, which will be bold. That's it. As you can see, here is all my number. We have added here everything. Now we need to show all number here. Let's go ahead and try to show. So now we need to make circle is number. In order to make circle is number, we need to get the number one class, and here we have to get the number one, and inside this class we need to add here transform, and transform, that's gonna be rotate, and inside this rotate, this number one, which will be 30 degree. After 30 degree, as you can see, here is 1, right? And after adding 30 degree, we can add here translate x, not x, that's gonna be y, and that's going to be minus 120 pixel. Okay, here is 1. That's the issue, so let's fix it. Rotate minus 30 degree. Yeah, here is 1. Okay, we are going to fix everything. So let's add here red color in order to see. So afterwards, we're going to add here number 2. So let's add here number 2, and here is 2, that's going to be 60, and here will be 60, and yeah, after that 1 2. So I'm going to make it circle, guys, so that then there you go. After 60, that's going to be 90 degree, and here will be 90 degree. Now 1 2 3 and 4, let's get it, and that's going to be 120 degree and 120 degree, and that's going to be 4. After that, let's make it 5, and here will be 150 degree, and you can say here 150 degree. Oops, not. And you can see here 150 degree, as you can see. And this way you can add, so just you can add 30% rotated for each number. So here, from here I have added here 180 degree, and then 210, and we have added just 30 degree rotated, and rotate minus this the same number we have added here. Now looks like this, and LED, and this 12 number we are going to add another here. As you can see right now, it looks good. As you can see, that looks circle, right? So we have a rotate 0 degree, translate Y 120 pixel. So you can add this thing very easily, not so hard. We have used rotated, translate Y for each number. And in order to make it center, what we have to do inside this number, guys, we need to add here top. That's going to be 8 rem. If I add 8 rem, as you can see, guys, is perfectly fit to our clock. Now looks good, right? But our hour, minute, and second hands is not rotating in right way, so we'll do it by using JavaScript. To add JavaScript below this div, we are gonna add here a script tag. Inside this script tag, let's add a function which will be update clock. Inside this function, what we have to do, we have to get hour, minute, and second. In order to get hour, minute, and second, we need to use document.get element by id, and id which will be hour. So just like this, and after that we'll do, so we just keep hour inside a variable, and that's going to be hour, and just like this, and we'll do same thing for minute and second. So as you can see, guys, we have added here hour hand, minute hand, and second hand. Now we'll get the current date. We'll get the current date. So in order to get the current date, we need to use a new date, huh? So just like this, so that's going to be new and date, just like this. So that's will do the current date, so we'll keep it inside a variable that's gonna be now, and we'll get the hours. So today hours. So in order to get hours, we need to use a variable that's going to be hours, and now we'll easily get today hours. So get hours. So as you can see, there is a building function in JavaScript, so we can use get hours, and we are gonna be use get minutes. So minutes now, so get minutes, just like this. After that, we are going to use get hour, get minutes, and then second. So oops, second. Now that's get second, just like this. Oops, we get everything. Now we'll do the calculation. So for like according to the current time, we'll do the rotation hour, hand, minute hand, and second hand. In order to do, first of all, let's add here our rotation. So let's add a variable, so that's going to be our rotation, right? So inside this our rotation, what we'll do, we'll get the hours. First of all, here is my hours variable, and we'll use the reminder sign here, or modular sign, That's going to be 12 in, and we can multiplication into 13. So let's add here 13. Oops. And then add here plus, and then we can do for minutes. Oops, minutes, and divided 60, and multiplication once again 13. So that's it. This is our hour rotation. Now we are going to use this hour rotation. In order to use this hour rotation, we need to use our hand. Oops, here is our hour hand. Where is this? This is our hour hand dot style, and we are gonna to use style dot transform. There we go. And transform, that's going to, let's use backtick here, and inside this backtick we can say translate x minus 50% and rotate our rotation. As you can see, this is our hour rotation. So is that's going to be, so we are using this hour rotation inside this rotation value. So now we need to call this function in order to see the effect. So here I'm going to call this function, and yeah, we have called this function. But before call this function, what we have to do, we need to add a set interval. So set, okay, I'm calling this function. As you can see right now, hour is rotating according to the time. All right, and then we'll do the same thing for minutes. So let's do it for minutes. But for minute, what we have to do, we need to add minute rotation, and for this we need to add here minutes. That's going to be, so for minutes, here will be second. Since we have had it here minute, that's going to be second. It will be same but not 30, that's going to be 6. Okay, and minutes, so multiplication here will be 6, I guess. Yeah, 6. So minute multiplication 6 plus second divided 60 and multiplication 6. So that will 6 degree minute. So this will do the 6 degree per minute, and we'll do the same things for, okay, so our hand, and we can say, oops, here is a minute hand. So let's go ahead and try to give the style transform, translate, and minute rotation. There we go. As you can see, our minute rotation is working. We'll do the same thing for first second. What we have to do, we don't need to add extra thing, we need to add second, oops, rotation, and that's going to be, let's say, second into 6. That's gonna be our second rotation. And here let's add, so here is my second hand, there we go, not like that. So that's it. So guys, but it's not moving. If you take a look here, our second hand is still there. So in order to move, we need to add a function which will be set interval. So set interval, oops. Okay, so that's gonna be, since we have added everything, we don't need to add all this thing. We're going to add here update clock function, and we can say 1 second. So as you can see now, after adding set interval, our second hand is working. So cool, right? What we have done here, we just get all our minute second, and we get the current date, and then we'll get the hour and minute and second. After that, we'll do the rotation here. Here is the rotation calculation, right? So we have added here all calculation. We get the hours, and we use a reminder sign here into 12, and then we'll do the multiplication to 30, and then we have added the calculation here, and then we have used the style in order to rotate. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe my channel and give a like and share and comments. So one like, one pairs for YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. See you